In this experiment, we'll react magnesium with bromobenzene to form phenylmagnesium bromide, the Grignard reagent. We will then react the Grignard reagent with dry ice, solid CO2. After acidification and workup, benzoic acid will be isolated. This reaction is extremely sensitive to moisture, so the apparatus needs to be set up as quickly as possible. Begin by grabbing glassware from the oven. Make sure your glass joints are properly greased, otherwise they will freeze.
Obtain a round bottom flask and secure it with clamps on a ring stand. Make sure the clamps are high enough to allow space for a jack and heating element underneath. This will allow for easy removal of the heat source if needed. Attach a cleansing adapter to the round bottom flask. Then attach a condenser to the end of the adapter and secure with a clip. Attach a set funnel to the other end and secure with a clip.
Connect the yellow hoses to the condenser. In hose to the bottom and out hose to the top, and turn on the water. Attach drying tubes to the top of the condenser and separatory funnel. Finally, raise the jack and turn on the hot plate. Set up an apparatus for addition and reflux as shown in the lab book. Obtain the glassware for this setup from the oven where it has been drying for several hours. Assemble as soon as it is cool enough to touch. Work quickly and efficiently. It is important to assemble the apparatus before moisture from the air condenses inside the glassware.
Using a powder funnel, add 49 millimole of magnesium metal to the round bottom flask. Add a stir bar and or a few boiling chips. Add 10 milliliters of anhydrous diethyl ether. Add 10 milliliters of anhydrous diethyl ether to the set funnel and add 51 millimole of bromobenzene. Lift the funnel and swirl briefly. Add about 1 milliliter of the bromobenzene solution to the pot. Small bubbles form at the surface of the magnesium turnings, or if the solution becomes slightly cloudy, the reaction has started. The flask then becomes slightly warm, and the diethyl ether may begin to reflux. If reaction does not start within 5 minutes after the first addition, add a second 1 milliliter portion.
If the reaction does not start within 3 to 5 minutes of addition of the second portion, add a crystal or two of iodine directly to the pot. Warm the solution slightly by turning the heating mantle to its lowest setting. Once the reaction has started, gently heat the pot. The ether solution should be gently refluxing. Open the stopcock so that the bromobenzene solution is being added dropwise. If the solution appears to be boiling too vigorously, slow or stop the addition until the reflux is more controlled. Complete addition should take about 5 minutes. Continue gently heating for 30 minutes after the last of the bromobenzene has been added. Your solution should be chalky with a brown to greenish color.
In a 125 milliliter flask, add about 20 grams of crushed dry ice. Carefully pour the phenyl magnesium bromide solution over the dry ice. Swirl the contents until the solution becomes so viscous that mixing appears to have stopped. Add 40 milliliters of technical diethyl ether to the flask. Carefully add 25 milliliters of cold 3 molar sulfuric acid. If the ether evaporates appreciably during the process, add more ether to maintain the approximate volume of 40 milliliters. Once the solution is thoroughly mixed, transfer the mixture into a set funnel. Rinse the flask with a small portion of ether and pour this into the funnel as well.
Shake the funnel cautiously, venting frequently. Set the ether layer aside and extract the acidified aqueous layer 2 more times with 10 milliliter portions of ether. Combine all of the ether layers. Put the ether layer back into the separatory funnel. Extract it with 3 10 milliliter portions of 1 molar sodium hydroxide. Again, vent the funnel frequently, especially with the first extraction. Combine all of the aqueous extracts.
Acidify the alkaline aqueous extract by slow addition of 6 molar hydrochloric acid. Use pH paper to ensure the solution is acidic. Add another milliliter of acid to ensure the precipitation is complete. Chill the mixture in an ice bath for 10 minutes. Collect the crystals via vacuum filtration. Be sure to wash the crystals with cold water to rinse the excess hydrochloric acid. Begin recrystallization by transferring the crystals to a 125 Erlenmeyer flask. Add 30 milliliters of water and heat to boiling on a hot plate.
Some samples will have a brown, oily substance that will not dissolve. Set the sample off the hot plate, add a small scoop of activated charcoal, and heat to boiling again. Perform a hot gravity filtration of the sample to remove the charcoal. Let the sample cool to room temperature, then place in an ice bath for 10 minutes. Vacuum filter the sample. Label and store the benzoic acid. After the crystals have dried, weigh them and take a melting range. The following table summarizes the data collected during the experiment.